Alright, this is a video on how to graph a linear inequality. So I'm going to use a little technology to help me graph this because it's really hard to draw straight lines with this device. So here we have two lines, and they're both inequalities, y greater than or equal to and y greater than or equal to. So the only thing we have to worry about is graphing these lines. Now the equals means the graph is going to be solid. If the equals weren't there, we would have a dotted line graph. Alright, so these are both solid line graphs, and this first one has a y-intercept of 4, and the second one has a y-intercept of 1. So we know for sure that this first line is going to go through the point 0, 4, and the second line is going to go through the point 0, 1. Alright, the second thing that we can tell from here is the slopes. So the slope of this first line is negative 3/5, and the slope of the second line is just a positive 3. And I'm going to write it as 3 over 1. Alright, so let's use the technology to graph a line that goes through 0, 4 with a slope of negative 3/5, and another line that goes through 0, 1 with a slope of 3, 1. Okay, so let's turn on a few things. I need some points, so I can draw a line through them, and I need a line. So let's let this blue one be the first line, negative 3/5 x plus 4. So I know it has a y-intercept of 0, 4, and I'm just going to bring my b and put it right on top of that. So from here, we're going to have a slope of negative 3/5. Remember, the slope over here is negative 3/5. So we're going to go down 3 and right 5. And notice the line has negative slope because it's going downhill from left to right. Alright, so this is the line negative 3/5 x plus 4. Now let's deal with the inequality second because I want to talk about them at the same time. So let's graph the second line. I'll create two more points, C and D, and we'll draw a line through it. And the y-intercept is 1, so we'll put C at 1, and I'm going to throw D right on top of it again. And the slope is 3. Now remember, that's 3 over 1, so the change in y is 3, the change in x is 1. So we're going to go up 3 and over 1. So there's the two lines. So let's turn on the shade in a second for these two lines and talk about them. Delete that. So the first thing I would highly suggest is going to the first intercept here at A. The symbolism is greater than or equal to. Y is greater than or equal to. So that means if you're looking on the y-axis, down would be less than or equal to, and up would be greater than or equal to. So I want to shade this side of the line, where that arrow is, all along the blue line. Similarly, if I go to the y-intercept D over here, which is this 0, 1, we want that also to be y is greater than or equal to. So I want to shade this side of the line. So that means I'm going to shade all along the line on that side. So when we do this, the green and the red shades are going to run into each other. Now this gets kind of messy, paper and pencil style, but this is where your answer is. This is where both inequalities exist in the same place. So this would be where all the possible solutions to this system of inequalities exist. Alright, so let me turn the shade on for him. So remember, we shaded this side of the line because we wanted greater than y, and we shaded this side of the line because we wanted greater than y, and the answer ended up being in this area right here. So this is how you graph an inequality forwards. So let me show you how to graph an inequality backwards. So the blue one here is shading greater than. If you shade backwards, that would be less than. And if you shade backwards, that would be less than. And the nice thing about doing this with pencil is this all becomes shade And this empty area up here is where the answer is. So it would be on a pencil and paper version, it would be the blank space that would be your answer. So it's your choice to do forward shade, like my little green and red here, or backward shade and leave the empty spot as your answer. Either way, you do have to write this in the location of where your answer is, so I know which way you did it.